I played these games before.
So, listen to everybody. Nobody believes in you. What are you prepared to do about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, we will be discussing The Last of Us Day 2025. So another year, another Last of Us Day is coming up, and I'm back for another video discussing my expectations. As we all know, they should be very tempered going in, as we have had some great Last of Us days, but in recent memory, we have had some duds, especially with the news that Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, is on the way, and according to Neil Druckmann's bio, it is soon. We will talk about Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet pretty soon. The expectations are definitely tempered, especially following last year where we had pretty much the expectation was maybe to get a couple little hints to the game and maybe something in regards to Last of Us Season 2. We ended up getting that Last of Us Season 2 trailer. We'll talk about what was last year. But in today's video, I'm going to be discussing my expectations or what we could expect from The Last of Us Day 2025. And recently, director Neil Druckmann was interviewed a lot discussing the future and said this is not it for The Last of Us. So we definitely know some things are coming in regards to The Last of Us, whether that is a potential part 3, a spin-off game, or even other stuff in the world. We do know Season 3 is coming as well. The show is not canceled despite the flop of Season 2, and we'll discuss all that. So if you guys do enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. Drop a comment down below. What would you like to see from The Last of Us Day? What's your dream announcement? If we go for 2,000 likes on this video, greatly would appreciate it. If you missed the video discussing The Last of Us Part 3 recently, I definitely recommend you to check it out. Please. You guys will definitely want to keep up to date with that kind of stuff. Make sure to join over the 30% of people are subscribed, and the red subscribe button, notification bell, have it set to all, and join over the 102,000 people that want to join up the channel. By the way, I'm also doing streams leading up to The Last of Us Day, so make sure you join those streams. Come say hi to me. And alright guys, let's get straight into it. So of course, the first thing I'm going to be discussing is The Last of Us Season 3. Yes, we do know that that is coming. That is in development still. That has not been canceled. You know, everyone could look at Neil Druckmann and Hallie Gross's departure as pretty much the nail in the coffin in the show, but Neil has given the green light to Craig Mazin. Now Craig Mazin, especially with the inconsistencies and the writing issues he had with Season 2, has now been given a full, clean slate now to do what they want. I believe filming will be starting next year, and we do know this is going to be an Abby-centric season. We know there's going to be some new characters cast, Yara and Lev, and a couple others that have not really been put on the focal point, but we all know that most of the characters have already been cast for Abby's storyline. So now the question really goes to, what could we get from Season 3 potentially? I do believe something is going to be coming in regards to it. Now, what I say, like a teaser or anything, they're not obviously ready for that because they haven't even started filming or any of that. So that'll probably be next year when we get that. But maybe might get a casting announcement or two, might get a little teaser image, might get something in regards to it. I do expect us to hear something in regards to a potential Season 3. But more of the story is it's going to be a little while until we see a bit more in regards to the show. But I obviously am nervous to see where the show goes from here, and they have a potential to really just F it up even more than it's already done. And like I said, a lot of people have already hopped off the show train, and I can't blame them for that. But I'd say our best case scenario, if you're a show fan still and you want to see something, is maybe just a little teaser or a casting announcement or like a wallpaper image of what it's going to be. But I honestly think, because they've already promised the season's going to be bigger and longer than Season 2, that it's already probably going to be better. Because, I mean, the bar is not that high to beat Season 2, let's be honest. Now, next would be a Last of Us related spin-off of some sorts, whether it is a game or something else. Now, why would I discuss this normally is because recently, as I mentioned earlier in this video, Neil Druckmann recently had an interview where he discussed the future of not just Naughty Dog, but The Last of Us. So, guess what he ended up saying? It gets very interesting when you think about it. He had said recently that he had left the show to focus again on video games. That was his first love, and they're going back to making video games. But his quote, literally, there's a couple big quotes with what he said. So Neil had talked about his departure from The Last of Us show and said, "But now I feel like the path has been set for it. It was time to go back to the thing that started it all, which is just full-time video game work. But other things are coming, and we can announce more things soon." And that was obviously in regards to the question of the show. So more things are coming. What does that even mean exactly? Does it mean spin-offs? Does it mean a part 3? Does it mean other stuff in the Last of Us world? I mean, what else could they potentially do? And that's obviously up for you guys' interpretation. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. And then, someone had asked, when exactly did you decide that you were going to step away and come back to Naughty Dog? I looked at what's in front of me. That would what next season look like with all the various Last of Us things I'm working on. Various. So, he's claiming, again, multiple new Last of Us things he's working on that he has not said about. And I believe one of those is part 3. One of them could be a spin-off game. And we could even have more possibilities, as I just mentioned. And again, he says, not just the show, all various games I'm working on, etc. And then someone had asked, about Intergalactic getting a potential TV thing. And then Neil said, on the lines of there's ongoing conversation around Uncharted, The Last of Us, now Intergalactic. As far as different adaptations or expansions with The Last of Us, we did a graphic novel for while we were working on a movie that didn't work out. It became a TV show. But there's more stuff happening in The Last of Us world that has not been announced. Again, confirming more is on the way, and this might just be other mediums. I don't know exactly what he means by this. Again, the real hint I keep showing you guys these quotes is because there might be a curveball, something that we don't even expect that could be thrown out here, which is why, hey, the spinoff possibility is much higher than I'd say it was a couple of years ago. He said, with the show, my hope is that we're going to end this story in a deeply faithful way, in the same way that we started, and that'll be the end of this version of the story. But that's not the end of The Last of Us for Naughty Dog. That doesn't mean necessarily that's going to happen indoors or outdoors. We're in talks to do multiple things. As I've said, indoors likely means in studio at Naughty Dog, or outdoors means away from the studio. But multiple things are coming in the world of The Last of Us, and I think you guys should be definitely excited and keep your eyes open for the potentialities of what this could mean. Let me know what you guys think of all this, please. Now, of course, the big one, The Last of Us Part 3. So along with a lot of those Last of Us quotes, it's pretty obvious that a lot is being done in The Last of Us world. Why would Neil even bother mentioning all this if Part 3 wasn't coming? As I've told everybody, it is not a matter of if, but when. The Last of Us Part 3 is coming. He wouldn't have said in the Grounded documentary. He wouldn't have reiterated it recently. Several months ago, he had been asked about that, and he said, I meant what I said in the documentary. It's got to be something that meets the world of The Last of Us, that hits a certain bar, and, he's not going to just make a lot of it. It's got to be something that's got to be high quality. And so, he was asked about, what was your plans after Part 2? What were you guys discussing? Like, why did you decide to go Intergalactic next instead of a Part 3? And he said, well, we don't tend to plan too much in the future because we find, and this is something I inherited, it's just the Naughty Dog culture, that we do our best work when it's something that we're really excited about, really passionate about. I'll give you an example. When we finished The Last of Us Part 2, and that was highly successful for us, we were debating whether we should just go straight into The Last of Us 3. So, initially, guys, already that discussion has already been made in the studio, and think about this. They were already discussing a potential Part 3 after Part 2 was done. And as you guys know, that was already, thankfully that Neil made that clear, but we already knew this. This is something that, listen, it's not a matter of if, but when. I'll just keep saying that because it's truth. And The Last of Us Part 3, whether you want to continue to deny it to me, it is coming. And it is likely in development in some shape or form. It's been 5 years since Part 2. You'd be foolish to believe a Part 3 is not in development in any shape or form right now. As we know, Intergalactic Prophet has to come out first, and potentially their other new game that they're working on, but a couple more years, guys. I don't think it's that much longer. We had a really long period where we looked at ideas for me. What could they be in that game? We looked at what we had in Uncharted. We looked at what we had Jack and Daxter. The team was really excited to do the sci-fi thing that we've been talking about for a while, and that's where our passions lie, so that's where we're moving forward. And he said, not to be coy for this particular reason, we want to see how we feel once we're done with it and look at the options in front of us, because we have some other ideas that we'd like to explore as well. Obviously talking about what would be next after a potential Intergalactic. As we know, there's that other game, but I don't think that's a main game. Obviously, I believe Part 3 will be the next major game from Naughty Dog after Intergalactic. So really quickly, I wanted to go through what happened last year, so you kind of have a general idea of how these Last of Us days go. Last year wasn't the worst thing, but like I said, we have seen better. As they did Steam offerings, merchandise, and more. So they had done a teaser, which was the big thing for the day. They usually always have like one big thing, so it could be something related to the show. Maybe it could be something like new, like Neil said, but they had like a Season 2 teaser. They had The Last of Us Part 1 on PlayStation Plus. They had new Steam assets, which, like I said, nothing crazy. They had new Last of Us merchandise from U2's, artwork, new clothes. They usually are going to have all this stuff. Like I said, this is the merch stuff. Like I said, it was nothing super crazy, but like I said, it was little things. The show had its teaser. I mean, that's really the expectation. I mean, there's been some years where they've dropped stuff. For example, one of the years they dropped a teaser on the multiplayer game when it was in development. They dropped some stuff for The Last of Us Part 2 before it had been coming out. Like I said, I don't know if we're going to get a lot in terms of the games front. It might be more show related, but again, that's just kind of an idea to tell you that I'd keep your expectations very tempered. My expectations are probably like a 4 or 5 out of 10. I'm not expecting something major. I mean, best case scenario, we get something for season 3, or we get potentially something new in the world of The Last of Us. Like I said, it's one of those spin-off things, or one of the things that Neil hinted in that interview, or we get a teaser of part 3. I mean, those are the best case scenarios. Worst case scenarios, we get none of that, and it's just merch, discounts, and a bunch of new other stuff that we really don't care about. That's obviously always the risk with this, but that's definitely why I always want to discuss these possibilities with you. Of course, though, when this is done, when The Last of Us Day 2025 is wrapped up, and it is this upcoming Friday, September 26th, I will be making a video discussing everything that's in it, so you guys are up to date with it. Again, keep an eye on Naughty Dog's social media for that stuff, but again, I will make a video in its full, and again, I'll be streaming on Friday. There's already a stream schedule. I'll link it down below in the description. You guys can check it out, and I hope to see you guys this upcoming Friday for it. I mean, there's also State of Play this week. We could see some stuff on Intergalactic Theoretic Profit. So, I mean, this is a big week. I definitely think you guys should be excited. So, ladies and gents, that is going to do it for me. Let me know what you'd like to see from The Last of Us Day 2025. Y'all so much for watching. And have a great day, guys. Peace and love. And bye-bye.